Welcome back to my channel. My name is Teacher Brett and I am here today to talk to you about the Level 5 certification. Who is ready to pass Level 5? You teaching Level 5 yet? You ready to add it? Get all the certifications you can. Let's get started. Come on! So a couple of quick pointers before we jump into the actual Level 5 certification lesson about Level 5. Now, when we're talking about Level 5 students, we're talking about typically older students, more advanced students. So these students are already going to be able to have a conversation with you. They're going to be speaking in full sentences. A lot of times where they're going to be running into issues is pronunciation. They are learning new vocabulary words that they've never come across, so they have to figure out how to place those words in their vast knowledge here in their brains, and grammar issues. You'll see a lot of grammar issues. So these lessons are going to be much quicker paced. You're not going to have a lot of extra time, so you want to keep an eye on that. You're going to have to move quickly through, especially the students who are slower readers or who like to talk a lot. You're going to have trouble keeping on task here and getting through the lessons on time. So keep that in the back of your mind. Also, really want to make sure that you don't stop using all the great ESL skills that you've been using with those younger kids. Props, still really important. Still make it fun for the student. They don't want to sit there and listen to a lecture. So bringing in those props is going to be helpful. Also the TPR. So even though you're not having to do, what do you see? All right, you might not have to go to that extent, but providing them with some TPR, especially for that new vocabulary word that they're using, is really going to help them make that connection in their mind. So if you're ready to get your Level 5 certification on, then come on, join me. We are going to pull up the PowerPoint. I am not going to show you since that's VIP Kids stuff, but go ahead and pull up the PowerPoint on your side so you can follow along with me as we go through the lesson. And the Level 5 certification lesson is currently all about plants. All right, plants. First slide, as always, is your introduction slide. But keep in mind, with the older level student, it's really important to build rapport. So you want to make sure that you're asking their name, obviously, but asking some kind of a rapport building question as well. And we want to try and start asking more complex rapport buildings with the older level students. So not, how old are you? You can certainly ask them how old you are, but follow it up with something a little bit more complex. What did you eat for breakfast today? What is your favorite snack? Do you like to watch TV in the summer? Give them something a little bit more complex. This is a great time for you to gauge their ability level as well. So in your demo lesson, ask one of those more complex rapport building questions for this older level student. I will also introduce the topic of our lesson today, which is plants and their uses. So normally on the PowerPoint, I would take my little pencil tool and underline the title and read it to the student or have the student read it to me. Today we're going to talk about plants and their uses. Yeah! Are you ready? Let's go! And then we're going to get into our lesson. I'm not going to spend too much time in this introduction because, again, we have a lot of material to get through in a short amount of time. So underneath plants are uses, we have plants we eat. I might ask them to read this. If I read the title, I'll ask them, can you read? And I'll underline it and get them to read. Plants we eat. Moving on to our second slide, this is our reward slide. So you want to have some kind of reward, you can use the reward that's in the lesson, which is a little plant that we're moving. Pick your own reward. That's usually best for the demo lessons, in my opinion. Find one of your own rewards, get creative. If you can make it be about the topic, even better. Maybe you're going to put together a flower with the plant parts, roots and a stem, and that way you can continue the conversation. That'd be a great one. Anything like that, but again, keep in mind, older level student, probably not going to be whipping out my cupcakes. You get a cupcake! And you get a cupcake! We all get cupcakes! No, probably not for the 12-year-old kid. Probably doesn't want cupcakes. So pick something that might be more age appropriate for a level 5 student. After I briefly go over the reward, we're jumping into slide number 3, which is a little song, poem type thing, okay? So here I'm gonna have the student read the poem for me. I know the directions say that the teacher should read it. I find for this level, I have them read everything I can possibly have them read. That usually works out better for me. So I will probably, in the recording demo, say something along the lines of, all right, my garden. Do you have a garden? Me too. Can you read? And I'll underline as they go. Now, recorded demos are always a little bit awkward, so I will pretend to be the student reading. This is my garden. And I'll read through it in the recorded demo because I just feel awkward if I don't, but that's just me. So as we're reading through it, I will probably, after we get done, I might go back up and circle a word or two and, have them work on the pronunciation for that word. Maybe sprout. I will circle sprout. Sprout. Yeah, sprout. Good job. I'll use my TPR here so that the evaluator can see that I'm making corrections, I know how to use TPR, that sort of thing. And then slide 4, we are jumping into our reading passage all about plants. Now, here with the older level student, one of the things I like to do is some pre-reading skills. So especially with that new vocabulary that they might not know. So before I ask them to read, I might go through and circle a word in the passage. So in this case, maybe vegetables. Maybe I'll circle the word and ask, what word? Good. Vegetables. Yes, excellent, very good. Do you like vegetables? What vegetable do you like? Oh, carrots. Nom, 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 nom. I like carrots too. Great job. Can you read? And now I'll have them read through the first part of our little story section there. Now, after they get done reading, there are 2 little pictures here on the bottom. So I might ask them, what do you see in the pictures? And get them to talk a little bit about that. We see a garden, we also see clothes and things like that. So maybe I'll circle the garden and ask, do you have a garden at home? Maybe I'll circle the clothing and ask something like, did you know that we get clothing comes from plants? I did not know. Let's keep reading. I'll move over to the next slide, and here we have the parts of a plant. Now, this is definitely a place where I would get some kind of a prop. So if you've got a little plant that you could bring out, if not, maybe you print out a picture showing the different parts of the plant, something of that nature that you can use in the classroom while you're talking about the different parts of the plant. I am going to circle the word that's in red, leaf. And then I'm gonna have the student read. What is a leaf? Can you read? And I'll have them read the definition for leaf. And I'll do that with each of the parts, and then I'll have that to show them, on my prop, whatever I use as far as my prop goes. So then at the bottom of that slide, we have a little picture of an apple, and we're helping them differentiate between fruit and seeds. So I might pull out my apple, fruit, yes. Seeds. So I'm going to make sure that they understand the difference between fruit and between seeds. Seeds. So I might take out one of the little seeds. Seed. Fruit. Seed. Fruit. Seed, fruit, seed, fruit, seed, fruit, seed, fruit. Make sure that they understand that difference between fruit and seed. Next slide, we have a new word, prepare. So this is where I'm talking about that new vocabulary. We need to help them make that connection and learn the new vocabulary. Prepare. Excellent. Prepare. What is prepare? And I'll underline it and have them read it out loud, what that definition is. And then I have 2 sentences beneath, same thing. I will have them read it. Can you read? I'll have them read through the sentence, read through the other sentence. And then when we have new vocabulary, I like to see if I can get them to make a sentence with the word. So I might follow up them reading by asking, can you make a sentence with prepare? My mom prepares cake. Oh, great sentence. Yes, my mom prepares cake. Excellent sentence, whoever you are in my imaginary recorded demo. But I've gotten them to practice using that word. So slide 7. Slide 7, we jump into a role play. So I will usually circle A and say, I will be A, you be B. Ready? Okay. And I will pretend to be A. What does your favorite vegetable look like? And then I'll have the student will give me some kind of an answer. My favorite vegetable? It is a orange long carrot. Something. Why do people need to eat vegetables? And they're gonna give me some kind of an answer, because it's healthy for you or good for you, whatever it may be. So now we've role played this. Slide 8, we have 3 different vegetables and we want to match what each vegetable has, what different parts, what different things out of the choices beneath. So we have things like vitamin A, root, that sort of thing. So we've got our carrot. I might circle the carrot and ask, what does a carrot have? And we want them to draw a line. So I might do that first one for them. I might do a little modeling so that the evaluator can see that I'm able to model for the student. So maybe I circle the carrot, and what does the carrot have? Carrots have a root. Remember, the root is under the ground. Root. And I'm going to draw a little matching line to the root, and then I'm going to see, I want them to do, follow up. So what else does a carrot have? Yes, the root has vitamin A. Good job. Can you draw a line? And I'll get them to draw the line. Follow that up with the other examples there. Now we are making that awkward transition over to talk about our grammar point, which is conjunctions. Conjunctions. So we have and, but, or, because. I am going to have some kind of word cards with those. Or, because, and, so that I can pull those up while the student is going through them. So now we are going to talk about conjunction. A conjunction connects two parts of a sentence. Can you read? And I will bracket off that little definition, have them read through the conjunction definition, and then we will take a look at the words. All right, our first word, and. What sentence? And I'll have them read the sentence. Great job. And I will do the same thing for but and or and because, and I will pull out my card. Because. Can you read because? And have them read the sentence. Great job. And then again, depending on what my time looks like, I might have them come up with a sentence for one. So maybe I will take my cards and say, okay, mix them all up, and then I'll just pull one out randomly. Or, can you give me a sentence for or? And I'll have them give me a sentence. So now we played a little game, made it fun because I'm awesome and I'm a fun teacher. And you, Mr. Recorder Demo Evaluator, would want to be in my class too. So that's how I would do that slide there. So slide 10, we are talking about syllables. We want to clap our words and count our syllables. I'm going to model it for the student first. Let's see, I will circle a word. What word? Have them tell me the word root. Good job. How many syllables? Root. Root. One syllable. Good job. Circle another word. What word? My rewards. Hopefully you didn't forget to give your rewards. Make sure you've given your reward a couple of times. But I'm gonna, go back to my reward system I have for the student. You did a great job today. You got some stars. You made a plant. Excellent job. And we learned our conjunctions. And I might pull up these cards again. Because, or, and, but. Awesome. I hope I see you next time. Goodbye. And I'm gonna end my demo. So remember, our goal is to get that student talking, but also to get them to be talking in more complex ways. So asking them more complex questions, not just yes or no questions, but start to get a little bit more complex questions as you go. Really paying attention to grammar and pronunciation as we go through there, and that new vocabulary, making sure that we have them repeat that new vocabulary a couple of times, that they understand it. Like I said, like to have them use that new vocabulary words or new grammar concept in their own way to help them make that connection in the class. So I find that to be really helpful in the demo lessons as well for level 5. So I hope you pass your level 5 certification. If you go take it, if you get feedback from your evaluator, please come back, put it in the comments below. If you do things differently in level 5 or you think have a great idea, put it in those comments so that other people can come and take a look at those so that they are ready for when they go take their level 5 certification. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Head down there, click the little subscribe button so that you will catch all of the great content that I have to come. Thank you so much for coming out once again, and I hope I catch you on the next one. Happy teaching, everybody.